Nice.
All right, welcome back to the Base Trade TV Showmatch series. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a best of 7 between these two players. Now, it's worth noting, most importantly than anything else, guys, this match was the sponsored match. This was the one that got everything else rolling today. We wouldn't have bothered trying to get Puck versus Jim Rising or Frog versus Arium had we not had this match start at all. So one of our subs on the channel, Ikaij, I'm sorry if I'm saying that name wrong, he donated $100. He said, I want to see Noregret fight for his life. So we said, okay, we'll find him a good opponent. So big shout out to that guy for making today happen.
What a boss.
Yeah, fresh series on Derelict, spawning here in the lower left corner of the map from Root Gaming. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pink Protoss, Caliber.
And his opponent, spawning in the top right corner, representing IVD, it is Noregret.
Now, I haven't seen a lot of Noregret in recent times. Once upon a time, back when like SCA was a big thing, we see a lot of Reborn, Noregret, and they kind of got this like really all-in reputation because, quite frankly, that is all they did for the longest time.
I know.
But that was a year ago. Things have changed, and I imagine Noregret's playstyle has evolved a little bit. We'll see how he handles here versus Caliber. I don't think Caliber is going to be an easy player, but as Arium said, if he's playing strong, he should fare well today.
All right, yeah, and they got a best of 7, of course, to kind of feel each other out as well. So we'll see exactly how. Starting on Derelict Watch, it may be a little bit, awkward for both of them, especially because I'm sure neither of them have played on it in quite a long time.
Yeah.
So
well, even Caliber
may not be indicative of the actual play, their style. Ooh, the Forge first already.
Well, I was gonna say, even Caliber kind of exclaimed before the series started, like, "Whoa, wait, what?" Like nobody read the Team Liquid thread with the map pool listed in it. Nobody was like prepared for this. So, again, we always like to throw on the odd curveball map. We try and keep it like 80% regular stuff, but not overreacting in the slightest. I like the drone pool. If you pulled all of his drones, you kind of like, no regret, what are you doing? But he gets enough over here that he can keep the cannons from being down too heavily.
Yeah, and the fact that he did opt to go for that hatch first means that he's not going to have links for a long time. So even if he does get these cannons, he's just losing a lot of mining time. But the cancels, of course, also hurt Caliber. But if he does get even one cannon up, I don't know. He may be able to. He's going to probably drop another. Oh, no, that is a second pylon. So I think he's going to get this up. We may have to see Noregret have to cancel this. I don't think the links will be out in time.
Alright, and as has been notified to me, guys, I did set up the bets for a best of 5, not a best of 7. So I'm doing that real quick here, and obviously these are going to be skewed after this first game. But we'll leave the bets open for this whole game so you can adjust accordingly. Now, he does get the cancel. I mean, that's a really big deal coming up against the third player. If you can control this to the point where you cancel the natural and you cancel the third, that player will be out of the game.
It's really, it just sucks when you're thinking about it, too, because you have a game plan, of course, and to let it get totally thrown on its back with the cannon rush, you kind of gotta. Oh, you know what though? This is really cool by Noregret. He's gonna be sending out his drone towards that location.
Another one.
Yeah, while he gets his other third up. So.
Now the nice thing too, Caliber, these aren't cannons that are in a location to be that big of a threat. Normally you kind of have this closer to the ramp, and you'll be able to hit the natural and anything that comes down off of it. But as we see, Noregret can safely leave this base. But he can't ignore this. These will eventually be pylons that'll warp in Zealots. Gateway units will make their sort of assault on the front line, and it's a little bit scary to leave these here for too long.
Yeah, it's so hard to defend too. The fact that he is taking both, so he's not going to do some kind of 2-base thing to, like a 2-base swarm host or something to try. It's a little bit harder, of course, even on this map because of the ramp. But I don't know. What is Caliber's follow-up going to be? That's another thing to ask as well, because Noregret is in a way that he's in a position where he's going to find it really hard to defend both of these bases. In his main with that.
Yeah, they're so exposed. But I really like what Caliber did to shake up the first game of the series. I mean, I've kind of had this mentality in best of series, and I've seen this reflected in a lot of the way players play it out, where shake up game number 1, make it as messy and frustrating as possible. You will throw the player off kilter, even ever so slightly, for the rest of the games in the series. Because for sure, Noregret's going to be, well, first off, regretting not dealing with this properly, but more importantly than that, he's going to have to actually worry about cannons in future games.
Yeah, it's really annoying, of course, especially if you lose, of course, right? I mean, losing will tilt you regardless, but if you lose to an opener like this and you play out the game and lose still, it's just it can totally throw you off.
I'm surprised. Okay, I don't know how this probe got back here. I don't know if this was just hiding the whole time and I missed it entirely. But he's starting to do what I was talking about earlier, where you want to have cannons that actually cover the ramp. You want to make sure Noregret cannot comfortably leave this base without at least taking a little bit of damage. Now he dives for the probe and won't get it in the end, and that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, and the position of the cannon is really important, especially for drones that are going to be trying to transfer. You saw that a lot of drones, I mean, I think there were at least like 7 or 8 drones that have come from the main. So maybe just a few.
Alright, well, the +1 weapons timing out with this are going to be quite nice actually moving forward. Caliber's actually not stopped Noregret's economy, but he has made sure that no matter where these zealots hit, reinforcements will be really far away. The cannon investment guarantees that nothing really effective is coming from the main. The distance from this natural at the third, I guess you can call it, to the actual third is so far and vast that zealots are going to be a really nice weapon. But 24 lings on the way. He's speeding across the map. There's a cannon at home. There's a mothership. He's even going to throw in a full wall off here. So, I mean, these lings aren't going to break through anytime soon. Caliber's playing
with
as
the
safe as he
sentry coming
can.
out. Yeah.
I hope this is rallied to the other side. Okay, it is.
I mean, the gateway might go down, but...
Well, the force field will actually cover that hole, though, so he'll be good in that regard. But actually, force field's off the gateway. Although I don't think that stopped the Lings from hitting it. That was odd. But that is a hell of a lot of Zerglings, and this is a smart choice, too, because... Let's say this doesn't work and he gives up with a ling all and slam it against the wall like this. He can always fall back and take care of those cannons with this many lings. But
yeah,
the gateway being
this is a really
down,
big investment. He's going to definitely want to do something here, whether it be getting that gateway or the core, and
but
just some small sliver of hope of getting in.
At what cost? Because look at this, he just force fields off again behind it, just throwing away endless amounts of lings. I wish if he could have and should have and would have gotten the forge, he'd stop that +1 weapon timing. But it's too close to being finished now.
I mean, yeah, Caliber is definitely, he's dealing with this incredibly. 14 drones on the back of this, that's rough. You do this and then you fall back on droning. Already look at this, 45 probes to the 35.
Wow, is he fully walled off the bottom of the ramp now, by the way? Caliber is making for certain Noregret can't leave or do anything from the main.
Yeah, and he's perfectly fine sitting on the 2 bases.
But look at this, the +1 zealots are warping in. This is so horrible for Noregret. He can no longer fight with Zerglings.
What is he going to do? He's going to drop 3 spine crawlers inside of his main, but he's not going up yet. Caliber is kind of chilling, just still continuing with the contain.
But this is a move, Noregret, like this is the right move. You inch the creep forward, you use the high ground advantage to get the spine crawlers to hit the cannons from below, but it's happening too late. This is 10.5 minutes of the game. This should have happened 8 minutes into the game, 7 minutes into the game. Like, it was the choice to slam against that wall. It was a risky one, and it did not pay off.
And I think it's also a sign of frustration too, right? Where it's like, maybe this will work, and you're doing things, of course, that you normally probably wouldn't do, but yeah, it really wasn't the best choice. And if it was able to get in, then yeah, of course you'd think about it after the fact. But yeah, this is not looking good for our Zerg player.
I really wish the lair wasn't coming into the main. I almost wish that was elsewhere, and he would just kind of abandon the idea of having that main base. Just like make the top half of the map
warped in, actually. That's what I saw. Yeah, there's a dark shrine being warped in. Oh my god, there are no spore crawlers.
There's no detection. Without the lair, he can't make anything. This base is done for. I think Noregret may be going down in this first match.
Yep, there's no way. There's actually no way. And with the lair going down, like you're saying, the fact that it's being made in the main means that there's not going to be any detection for a very long time.
Alright guys, well, this sort of bottoms out here. I've heard your pleas and your cries about the video quality options. We'll risk giving the stream a restart after this game and see if that fixes it for you. Because again, we had about 15 minutes of constantly trying to connect to Twitch today, and there were some issues that prevented us from doing so. So hopefully that's all resolved for now. But yeah, the cannon wall here, he's even sitting this off
like,
with gateways. Like,
what?
He's claimed the main with the DTs. Caliber, is he going to expand? Like, this isn't even a base trade. This is like a base steal.
A base steal, literally. And talking about getting in the head of your opponent again, as you were saying, game number 1, shaking everything up. If he puts a Nexus down there and Noregret sees that, it's just like, really?
The Archons, the level 2 weapon upgrades.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty devastating. And I think
I really
even
like
the supply difference here is just...
I really like what Caliber did, though. This is strange, it's different, and you were right, it does shake it up. And I don't think Noregret, like, even if you lose this game, you have to look at it and just kind of be like, haha, wow.
And the dancing of the Zealots, I think, yeah, Noregret just leaves the game, and yeah, that's how you start out a best of 7 series against an opponent.